listen to it again. All right, so let's begin tonight's session on BodyKey by Amway, the opportunity to unlock a new you. So the topics for tonight's session are who developed BodyKey and why, the science behind BodyKey, so looking at the personalised assessment that the Nutrilite Institute has developed, the chance to make the changes that are recommended, the BodyKey bundle, what's in it, what's changed and pricing, etc. And further training. And as I said just a few moments ago, there's going to be a lot of information coming your way. You will receive it in a USB at the tour at the end of the month. Now, if you have a look on the right-hand side of your screen, you should have a little area that has a chat area. If you can type in your questions as we go, I will actually answer those questions at the end of the session rather than going back into the chat after each slide. So type the questions as you think of them, and I will try and answer them at the end of the session. What I might also do is give you the opportunity to send your questions through to the Ask Your Naturopath service, which will come to me also. So let's look at some data and facts on weight management. So the concept behind weight management far and wide is generally the same. It's the maintenance of looking after the optimal body weight and the percentage of body fat. And in order to do that, we need to have a balance between the energy intake, being our foods, and the energy expenditure, being the exercise and the activities that we're doing. The need for weight management is normally pretty obvious, but generally speaking, we're trying to prevent long-term illnesses, of which I'll give you a few coming up as well. We're trying to prevent unhealthy weight gain, optimize weight loss interventions, and maintain that ideal weight for the long term. So some scary facts here in regards to the prevalence of male and female adults being overweight in a variety of countries. Look at Australia, unfortunately, there in the pink in 61%. New Zealand at 64%, as compared to Indonesia. I don't know why that's disappeared from the screen, but Indonesia is at 21% and Vietnam at 10%. So we have 25% of the population in Southeast Asia and the Australia-New Zealand area either overweight or obese. So it's not a small problem. Some of the factors causing obesity, we have our diet, the highly processed foods and beverages which have a low nutritional value. We have the inactive lifestyle, spending more time on monitors, TVs, mobile devices, and replacing our walking activities with driving. Behaviour issues such as stress and emotional issues that lead people to find comfort food. The preferences of food, choosing unhealthy food when and if healthy food is actually available. It just seems more appealing, looks more appealing. Portion size. Increasing the portion sizes served at home and at restaurants is causing quite an issue. Higher income allows for the purchasing of unhealthy, rich foods. And our food prices, high prices of fresh and healthy food often deter people as well from choosing the healthier option. Some of the risks associated with obesity, some of which you'll know, some may scare you. Of course, we have diabetes, we have stroke, heart disease, low self-confidence, fatty liver, which is often a pickup sign that people will see at the doctors when they see that their liver's not working at their optimal level, reducing the lifespan as well. So in order to assist when we're looking at optimizing our health and what we can do, what action steps we can make, and this is information that the Nutrilite Health Institute have incorporated into regards to the personalised assessment that we're going to have a look at, looking at suitable diet, getting enough sleep, having a positive mindset, daily exercise and movements, managing your stress level, and good meal habits. So the personalised assessment is based on the 6 lifestyle areas in order to manage your weight and optimise your health. And we're going to look at those further. So let's do that. Let's look at BodyKey. So it's considered a holistic, personalised weight management solution. It's designed with you in mind. It's personalised to fit into your lifestyle, based on advanced science and the health and wellness expertise of the NutriWay brand, backed by the Nutrilite Health Institute. So no surprise to find that the weight management approach to this system is rooted in the optimal health philosophy. So that's incorporating our healthy habits, our exercise, our good nutrition, getting enough rest and balance in everything that we do. No quick fixes, but the optimal health pillars to find balance. Obviously, the principle began with our Nutrilite brand founder, Carl Remberg, and the research and the philosophy is still used today at the Nutrilite Health Institute. Every day, they're working on the same philosophies that Carl initiated. So the science behind the BodyKey program is from the Nutrilite Health Institute. There was a collaboration of the leading scientists, researchers, and nutritional experts to thoroughly investigate and develop a program. So the approach accommodates the different personal and lifestyle factors and takes into account balanced eating habits, nutritional supplementation, daily physical exercise or activity, realistic goal setting, and a quality of life. So we don't want to make it too hard that no one wants to do it. We don't want to give them foods that don't make sense to them in their lifestyle, and we want to give them realistic goal setting. So it makes sense that the balanced eating habits include not only healthy food, so making sure we're getting a nice range of colour on our plate, looking at the portion size, so calories are very much incorporated in the program, not skipping the meals, which you've heard me and many other NutriWay representatives talk about several times. Don't skip our breakfast, as skipping our breakfast leads to overeating in the next meal. Timing of the meals, so ensuring that not only are we having breakfast when we are breaking the fast, having lunch midday, and ensuring that our dinner time is not the largest meal just before we're about to go to sleep. And add into that balance overall of the foods that your intake is consuming. That is a balance of carbohydrates, protein, and fat. And of course, as we always say with regards to our balanced eating habits, we're ensuring that we're getting enough fibre and enough hydration. Two of which you've heard me once again hear about and talk about before, making sure the fibre makes us feel full and ensuring the hydration, including the 8 glasses or 2 litres of water per day to increase and assist our metabolism and flush out any toxins as well. And as always, our nutritional supplementation comes in to fill in the gaps in our diet. Now, I've just had a few questions come through, so I'm just going to have a quick look at them and see if they relate or if they've got information coming up. Now, there's been a question about gluten-free. The program doesn't necessarily say choose a vegetarian diet, choose a gluten-free diet. It gives the recommendations and then you're putting the information in based on the foods that you've had and hence then the calories that that's consuming, which will hopefully make a little bit more sense as we go along. So we're looking at daily physical activity, and you're going to see in a minute that that's not just the structured but also the unstructured exercise that one consumes within the day to firm and tone the muscles, and also to help maintain healthy blood glucose levels and blood pressure. The aim is 10,000 steps generally, but of course that can be adjusted. Your goal may be 12,000, 20,000, etc. You can change that goal in regards to the app as well. Realistic goal setting. Now, I always say that my IBOs are the best at the goal setting, so making sure you go beyond the scale, be slow and steady, and create gradual changes in eating and exercise habits. Now, in regards to making sure that we've got a good quality of life, we need to ensure that these various factors come into play as well in regards to the assessment. So your assessment will take into account your sleep, your stress levels, and your mindset. So we know that increased stress equals decreased sleep quality, and the app and the device will actually show you that in regards to your sleep, the quality that you're having. When you have increased stress levels, it also leads to increased overeating and decreased motivation to exercise. And the mindset factor is self-confidence and keeping motivated, hence small goal setting to ensure that you are able to reach those goals and keep that motivation happening as well. And we know that lack of sleep also affects our appetite and our energy as well. So the BodyKey Way was combined by the latest science on weight management, and the scientists then created the highly personalised plan to help manage and maintain your ideal weight based on the assessment. It was developed with deep research into factors that contribute to lasting weight management. So they conducted a comprehensive review of best practices in successful weight loss programs, and I'm going to show you a little bit of a comparison soon. An in-depth exploration of hundreds of research studies, interviews with global experts in diet, nutrition, exercise, physiology, endocrinology, wellness, and much more. And behind that then came what we call our personalised assessment. Our lifestyle key is a globally validated assessment tool that takes into account these 6 areas that you can see on the wheel here. And so the personalised assessment takes into account your diet, your activity, your stress levels, your sleep levels, your meals, and your mindset. So for example, with regards to the diet type, the questions that you will be asked and answering on the assessment take into account the carbohydrate sensitivity that many people have experienced. Low carb or low fat, which type of diet will be best for you? When we look at physical activity and the movement that you do, we're looking at structured exercise and general movement. So we remember from when Sean Foy came out and told us all that we shouldn't be sitting down and being inactive for any more than half an hour, which makes for a very busy and crazy plane journey if we all take on board that information. But we need to take into account not only our structured exercise, but our general movement and get some tips along the way. Stress level. So we assess your perceived level of stress at any point in time, and remembering that stress affects your eating behaviour. There's also the ripple effect, as I always talk about when it comes to stress. We look at sleep. We assess your sleep pattern, the quality and the duration. So there's a strong correlation between the duration or quality of sleep and weight control. A poor sleep pattern generally leads to wanting an increased calorie intake. We look at meal habits. So assessing your typical eating habits. Do you have breakfast? Do you break the fast? And I know as a naturopath that can be one of the most major changes anyone can make, and one of the most beneficial as well. And what are we breaking our fast with? Timing of meals. So ensuring the studies show from the Nutrilite Institute that people who eat a substantial breakfast and those who eat their largest meal before 3 o'clock are more likely to be successful in their attempts to lose weight and to keep it off. So obviously the questionnaire will take into account all of those questions to see how the timing and whether breakfast is being eaten. Of course, if we're actually answering the questions honestly. When we're looking at our mindset, we're assessing the perceived level of self-efficiency. That's your confidence. Do you have that nutrition mindset or the exercise mindset? So the perceived self-efficiency is your confidence and your ability to reach your goals, and hence they will influence a person's motivation to change health-related behaviours. So BodyKey overall is a holistic, personalised weight management solution based on research and nutritional expertise from the Nutrilite scientists. Now let's look deeper into the program. Okay, so these are the 4 areas that the BodyKey program assumes that we need to go through in order to reach our goals. So we need to know our body, we need to know our barriers, we need to know what to change, and we need to know our achievement. So getting to know your body incorporates the BodyKey bundle, the BodyKey mobile app, and from that we then find out our body composition. Now, what's actually in the BodyKey program? This is as it appears, and I'll go deeper into the details in the next one. So you have your meal replacement shakes, you have your all-plant protein, you've got your daily 60s, Positron variety pack, your chewable fiber, that would be interesting, chewable fiber blend, and you have your in-body band fitness tracker and the accessories. That is the charger, etc. So the product discount of 10%, therefore the wholesale price is Australian dollars 629. Recommended retail price is $768.30. These are Australian prices, and the PV is $133.34. Now, the BodyKey program is designed for a 60-day pack. Research that was organised from the Nutrilite Institute, and I'm going to show you a bit more comparison in a moment, shows that 30-day packs don't seem to get the same results as a 60-day pack. Now, looking at the BodyKey program in comparison to other programs around, we have BodyKey program, 60 days duration, wholesale price of $629, recommended retail of $768. If you have a look, and I'll stay on this slide for a while because I know you'll want to, everyone likes a comparison. You've got Herbalife, Usana, Isogenics, different programs that they do offer. If we have a look at Herbalife Advanced, which is a 30-day program, okay, 30 days, that's $352. If we have a look at the Herbalife Ultimate program, for 30 days, it's $463. If we look at Isogenics, they've got 2 programs here. They've got a 30-day cleanse, which is $463 retail price, compared to their 30-day starter pack, which is $608. So they've got $608 for 30 days. And if we have a look at ours again, we've got 60 days for $768 recommended retail price. And looking at Usana, you've got 35 days in their program, and that's $432. Good question. Someone's asked if the cost per day is retail. No, that is wholesale. 768.3 plus 60. Retail cost per day for us is $12.80. I think that person might have worked it out faster than I did. Okay, now there are a few questions that have just come through, and I know you like looking at this screen, so I'll just go through them while we're on the screen. First question, can you get the in-body band without the BodyKey program? My understanding is no. You need to purchase it within the kit. Good question in regards to the cost per day. Ours is based on the wholesale price. I do not know whether theirs is based on the recommended retail or the wholesale, and whether it's different for each one. So let me just 30. I think it's based on the wholesale. It seems. It seems that their cost per day is all based on the wholesale price, which would make sense because that's what ours is as well. Now, looking also at the fitness tracker and the personalised assessment, so I'm going to go into more about the in-body band in a moment, but in comparison to everybody else, you can see here that BodyKey has the fitness tracker where the rest of them do not. So they do not come with an in-body band or equivalent. And personalised assessment, so you actually doing your body composition and answering the questions, they do not have the personalised assessment as well. And then all of the rest of the questions seem to relate to that. So any New Zealanders online, we'll have a look at the prices for you guys. So the overall price, $871, and with the discount it comes down to New Zealand dollars $7.99 and a PV of $164.01. And looking at the comparison as well, recommended retail of BodyKey is $989 for 60 days. And when you have a look at the rest, they're all, well, you've got 30 days for Isogenics at $723. Got Herbalife, $597. Once again, remembering they don't have a fitness tracker or the personalised assessment. I'll keep that slide up there as well for you for a moment. So yes, the pack is intended to last you 60 days. And you will be getting copies of the presentation and a lot more information, a lot more guides that we've created on the USB stick at the tour for leaders only. All right, so now we'll have a look. I'll just get off that screen. Someone has asked me to stay on there for a second, so I'll just wait a moment. Okay, so let's have a look at our meal replacement. So this quote here has just come through, it was about February from Euromonitor. BodyKey by NutriWay Power Shake is the #1 meal replacement shake globally. It contains no artificial flavours, colours, sweeteners or preservatives. So let's have a look at it in further detail. So we have the BodyKey taste mapping technology. Now that was incorporated to ensure basically that it does taste good. But I did ask further information on the taste mapping technology, and it came about talking about the different flavours that we taste, sweet, sour, etc., and ensuring that the group of participants that were the subjects for this review incorporated the taste mapping technology themselves on people and on the technology and the equipment to ensure that the taste was nice. 25 vitamins and minerals within our shake. As I said before, no preservatives, no artificial flavours, sweeteners, no GMO ingredients. Helps to control calorie intake. It's convenient and easy to use. As we know, if we add milk to the shake, then we will be taking in more calories, but of course we can have a variety of milks. It doesn't always have to be cow's milk. We can look at almond milk, oat milk, soy milk, etc., and therefore the calorie intake will be different. Or we can use water if we do need to reduce our calories based on the assessment as well. Our all-plant protein powder has not changed since it was revitalised, I think it was last year, and that doesn't need to be changed at this point. Calories consumed from protein reduce your appetite and help to control your hunger. So remember, you can always tell if you have had enough protein in the meal that you've just eaten based on 20 minutes after. If you're still hungry, then you know you haven't consumed enough protein. Protein takes more work to digest and metabolize, helps you to burn more calories, feel full sooner, and to feel full longer. Okay, so from the protein within this supplement, we have protein from soy, wheat, and pea. And it contains 9 amino acids. Now, I've had a few more questions come through asking me to go back to the previous screen in regards to the comparison. I'll go back to them at the end. Fibre blend chewable. Nothing's changed here in regards to our fibre blend chewable, but we know whenever we make any changes to our diet that our body's a little bit slow to take that change on board, so it needs some help to ensuring that we can go to the toilet. Fibre intake helps you to feel full after eating. It also adds bulk to your food and increases the feeling of fullness. It also helps to bind fatty acids and excrete them from the body. It's got the added ability to assist with regulating our bowel motions as well. Now, as always with our packs, we've included daily as compared to XX, and we know the reason for that is basically based on the keeping the price of the pack down. Obviously, if you're already taking XX, you continue to consume XX and keep your daily that you get in the pack for a sample or for a gift. So we know that daily helps to fill your nutritional gap and improve general well-being with the 12 essential vitamins and 17 types of our plant concentrates. Now let's have a little look at the InBody band. There is a whole manual on the InBody band. So tonight's introduction to the InBody band, if it is new to you, is just that. It's a snippet. It's a brief introduction. There is a lot more information to come on your USB sticks, as I said. So the InBody band, the one and only wearable fitness tracker that analyzes your body composition. And it won the CES Innovation Awards. Let's have a quick look if you haven't seen what's on here. Okay, so part of what the InBody band does and what you can view on the actual screen, it will do your body composition measurement. So basically, without giving you too much information, because as I said, it's more information is going to come on the InBody band. I can't put too much in this one because it would be the whole session on the InBody band. But just to give you a brief overview, when you're wearing the device and you go onto the body composition, it will actually send the pulses through your body to measure your body composition, which will then be downloaded onto the app that you download. The real-time activity tracker is to track your steps and your meters. The real-time heart rate monitor, now I did double check this one myself. I wore a heart monitor on my chest whilst I was exercising, and I wore the one on the band, and they were both exactly the same every single time. Sleep pattern monitoring, I'm going to show you a little bit more about this, or what you see coming back to you, but when you when you wear this, it will monitor your sleep pattern, including the actual time you slept, the time you moved, and then the time you were awake. So you'll have a little bit more to see of that in a minute. And the Vibrate notifies you of different goals that you've asked for. So when you do reach your 10,000 steps, it will start shaking and tell you you've reached your goal. If you've taken it off and put it down whilst you're having a shower, because it is not to be worn in the water, if you have done that, it will actually beep after it hasn't been moved or put back on you for a while to kind of remind you to put it back on. So it's got that Vibrate notification as well. And the BodyKey mobile app is integrated with the InBody band. So they're connected to give you the replay of the information from the band to your app. Now, in order to actually start the monitoring of your body composition and to get started, you actually get a master code which is provided in your pack, in your BodyKey bundle. So when you do get started, you install the app, you register with the master code that I just mentioned, and you pair and sync the InBody band with the app. So they can chat to each other, connect, and then you can get started. Then you take the personalised assessment. So taking into consideration diet, activity, stress, sleep, meals, and mindset. The assessment questions are 63 questions, so it will take a good 15 to 20 minutes. You need to be honest for this evaluation. The more honesty, the more relevant the results will be when they come back. And you need to complete all of the questions in one sitting. Now, some of the questions are yes, no. Some of them will ask you a question that will give you multiple choice answers, as you can see from the screen there. The mindset question there, am I confident I can find the means and ways to exercise and be physically active? You need to choose one. Not confident at all, sometimes, most of the time, or always. For example, the meals question there, I can resist eating when there are many different kinds of food available, and you choose a number between 0 and 9, 0 being not very confident and 9 being very confident. So all of the questions are based around the areas we've mentioned already. And there's some ones in there that are a little bit not curly, but make you think. So do allow that 15 to 20 minutes, and you need to complete them all in one sitting for the information to be processed properly. And then once you've answered all of the questions, you come back with assessment that looks a little bit like the one on the screen. So it divides information into the areas we've discussed. So you can have a look there on the left-hand side. It says low fat, you can get best results from a low fat diet. The mindset, you're confident about maintaining, and it will go into more details about your optimism, your levels that have been answered in the questionnaire. It rates your stress level, it rates your sleep level, it rates your meal habits, saying that they may need improvement, and it will give you a chance to generate the full report. As you can see on the right hand side on the fourth screen, you generate the full report with full information. Obviously this is just a snippet of the information. You can do your reassessment at any point in time. So you might do the assessment and 2 days later choose to do it again, a week later do it again. Obviously it's not necessarily needed to continually do the assessment over and over, but it can be done several times and with no timeline needed. You can save this information. You can generate it also to a device as well, so you can share it and email it to yourself. So just a brief look at this one in regards to diet. It said that this person needed a low-fat diet. That was what they were recommending. And as you can see on the right-hand side, the further detail that they give you, and it is a lot more detailed, obviously you can't see too much of it on here, goes into the ways you can make changes. It goes into the ideas and the science behind it. So it gives you a justification of all of them and all of the reasons. Physical activity. Know what to change in regards to physical activity. So wearing the in-body band, it will obviously monitor your steps and you can choose the goal for your steps. It doesn't have to be 10,000 steps. It can be 8,000. It can be whatever you program it in to be. So you put the steps monitor in there and you can check it at any time throughout the day to see where you're at on the device as well as on the app if you've paired them. And then if you do need further information in regards to exercise advice, as you can see on the second picture, it will tell you to click on here and you can get further information on what advice it's recommending for you to reach your goal of 8,000 steps. Now this person, as an example, was told to have a low general activity but high structured activity. That was what they enjoyed. They enjoyed that high structure, but they don't get the time in the day to include a great deal of generalized activity. There's also some videos on here in regards to exercises and what you can do as well. Some advice here: be active for at least 5 minutes every 90 minutes. Some advice in regards to the food. Okay, so if you have a look at the left-hand side of the screen, you can see underneath the steps where the food is. We've got a goal of the calories for the food for this person, and you've got the option to put information in for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. And then when we click on those again, we come up to breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. If we go down into food advice, it will come up with a variety of options here for us for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the snack. It will also detail the calories based on what that person has put in as their goal for the calories per day. You can also take food pictures if you like. So to break it down further, you've got the recommended calorie intake per meal described for you, the recommended NutriWay supplement in there as well. So based on whatever type of meal plan that they were recommended, it will tell them whether they think they need carb blocker or maybe trim choice, and obviously daily and fibre blend in there as well. And it has the recommended calorie intake per day as well in total down the bottom there. I think that's on the screen. No. How is the food calorie determined? It's based on the weight in kilograms and the body fat in percentage of that person that they found out when they did the body composition test by wearing the in-body band and seeing what those two measurement tools were. They will then have a target rate for weight loss, and the food calorie component is determined based on that. So from this person got that they needed a low-fat diet. Hence, their recommended foods will be in that category. Now, let me just break this down even further. So looking at breakfast here, we clicked on to breakfast in the app. It came up with our options, such as skipping breakfast. We might have had some apple juice. We might have had some coffee, cheesecake. Yes, we had a weak moment and had a Burger King chicken tenders or Rice Krispie cereal maybe. It gives you those options to click on there. You search for the food and it will come up with these options. Let's look at sleep pattern. So having a look at the first picture, you've got sleep time and sleep rate. Once you power the device, so you've worn it and you power it or sync it through to your app, it will come up with what your sleep time was and what your sleep rate was. So you slept for 5 hours and 57 minutes and you had a sleep rate of 83%. What is the sleep rate? It's the quality of sleep. So let's look at that deeper. You had deep sleep for 4 hours and 57 minutes, which was 83% of your sleep time. You had light sleep for 1 hour, which was 17% of your sleeping time. And you weren't awake through that 5 hours and 57 minutes. How cool is that? I love this part of the device, the measurement of the sleep and showing your deep and light. Some days you're going to wake up and you're going to say, I don't feel so great, even though I got 8 hours sleep. Or was it sleep that was deep, or was it sleep that was light? It can also break it down further for you into detailed sleep information if you want to see what times you were tossing and turning and see if there is a pattern. I'll leave that screen on for a minute so you can have a look at that one, because that might be new and exciting like it was for me. Now, further resources, and I know I have so far through this discussion, and it may be brand new to many of you, we're doing an hour session as your introduction. You've got the tour that's going to answer a lot more of the questions that you're going to come up with or you might already have. We're going to have extensive training at the business centres. You've got the BodyKey tour that kicks off on the 21st of September, and remembering that leaders will receive a USB with many, many bits of BodyKey training manuals and materials. And there has been such a large input overall, not just for Australia on this information, but we've been working as a regional team working on the BodyKey device and the training materials since February this year. So there is a lot of research and resources going to be made available to you. And as I said, many downloads will be available also on the Amway website, and the material and the manuals will be available on the website as well. So this is a big, big program for NutriWay and for Amway for this year, and you will be more than happy with the number of materials that are going to be made available for you as your resources moving forward. This is only step one for many of you tonight, those that might have been involved in the program and the sessions leading up to some of the testing that we did earlier on will have seen more information, and that information may have trickled down to you as well, but this is really just the start, and you're going to be inundated with information, I can assure you. So that is BodyKey by NutriWay. I hope you are as excited as I was when I first started with BodyKey. I feel that the assessment taking into account all of the areas, and those areas being accountable and recognizable on the InBody band and then on the app. Taking those into consideration as a naturopath is something we've always asked for. We don't just look at the energy in, energy out. It's also your stress levels, it's your sleep levels, it's your mindset. There's so many pieces to this puzzle. And I really feel that this BodyKey program has enabled so much of that to come together. And I'm sure you and your customers, your downline, will start to see amazing results and learn lots along the way with the BodyKey program.